In this video, we'll do a recap overview of STT and the capabilities that we discussed in the previous videos. Note on this project, I already have a job file open. I've got some model files in here already created and ready to go. And we're going to start by beginning with creating a collection right at the beginning, and then turn around and create our job, add our models to it. But note one thing, I'm going to do everything from Job Explorer without opening any files until data is attached. So here's the model files, and now we're going over to Job Explorer and starting with the Job and Collection Manager. Adding a collection, adding a job, selecting in our job model files, and we're processing the data. Now keep in mind this video is about 7 or so minutes long. The actual process for all of this took about 15 or so minutes on this small project. I did speed up the time in the videos to demonstrate the full workflow. Next, we're going to run the batch update standards. And this is going to push out our property sets from our job standards file into all of our job model files. The next step is to start attaching data to selected objects and entities within our job model files. So here I've made my selections. We're going to hit apply, and it's going to go through each model file and start attaching property sets to those object entity types. The next step at this point would then be to open the files so that we can save them and the formula properties can be updated. Because again, that only happens when the files are open within Civil 3D. Those formula sister properties will sync over on save. So we're just quickly opening them up, saving them, and closing them down. Now, this might not be your normal workflow. You may be, working in the software and working in the files, and then those properties should be updated as they go if they're attached to objects. All right, next I want to sync that data out to my job data file, the Excel file. So we're going through and taking all those property sets attached to all the supported entity types for STT and going through each job model file and pushing that data out into Excel. We'll open a job data file. We'll take a look at the data to see that everything came through. You can see the pipe information here. We've got some tin surface information showing up here. And now we're going to go over to the component tab and we're going to start adding in some data. So we'll fill out some things like the installation date and maybe some serial numbers. And then let's throw a few placeholders on some objects as well. And then we're going to use the same sync data, but we're going to push back from the job data file into Civil 3D. All right, at this point, you may be working back and forth on that, but for this demonstration, we're going to jump into the validation. I want to find those placeholder values. So we're going to generate an HTML report about our job and our job model files and search for those placeholders. All right, here's the report. We're going to go ahead and open up that report. We'll scroll down to our placeholders. We'll see that they're located. I'm going to dock this on the right, dock Civil 3D on the left. And then I'm going to refresh my Job Explorer, open up the overview project here. Make sure I can find my placeholder handles. Open up that utility file that I put the placeholders on. And there's some AKNs out there, some Autodesk Knowledge Network pages that explain how to select or zoom to entities via the handle. So we're going to grab some of that Lisp code, drop that in our command line. So that'll take us right to the object, and there's the placeholder text. And the other code was the select. So you can select by that entity handle as well, just to help you find those objects quickly and update that data right from in Civil 3D if you wish. And yeah, so that's all of SDT. So thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. I hope they were very helpful for you to learn how to use SDT and how to push your property set data back and forth between the job model files and your job data file. Stay tuned in on this channel as more videos may be posted in the future.